Hi. Thanks again for joining. Just wanted to sort of continue the conversation we started last time, which was around financial anxiety. We talked there around just generally, the catastrophizing that you can be, and also potentially the bad decisions that you can make as well. I think the other area of financial anxiety that people sort of forget about, or potentially don't realize is having such an impact, is this idea that a financial anxiety or financial status is driven to is linked to our self-worth, our self-esteem, self self-esteem, and so those things are then very important in terms of how we deal with what's going on. So sometimes if we lose a job, that will then sort of reduce our self-worth. That will also then potentially bring shame into our lives, and what we think about ourselves and what we think other people are thinking about ourselves as well. And sometimes we put things on other people that they're not even thinking at all. We might sort of think, oh, they're probably ashamed of me, I've lost my job, or I've been made redundant. It's no reflection on you. It potentially could be an outside situation. A company's been taken over, company's downsizing. It has no reflection. It's just luck of the draw sometimes. Sometimes there is criteria, and you might still be okay, but it's just something that's happened. But the shame associated with that, in terms of losing that job, can really have a big impact on your self-worth and your self-esteem. And so therefore that shame really comes out. You also can then have really in terms of what that financial anxiety then turns into, you can also then, not only can you go down the idea of catastrophizing, which we've already talked about, but also go down this idea of this will lead to financial ruin. So, what if I don't have that self-worth? Well, I'm probably not going to get another job. Then I'm not going to be able to pay the mortgage or whatever other bills that we've got. And all of these sort of things then just start to pound upon us. And we start to really sort of feel quite unwell about the situation, and start again moving into that thought of making bad decisions, holding on to things that we possibly can't. And financial anxiety is also about having that stability. Stability is also very important for human beings. We like to know that tomorrow will be similar to today. We probably, not a lot of us want the day to be exactly the same, but we want to know that tomorrow will be the same. We'll have the same sort of things happen. We will get paid the same amount of money, and we can sort of continue on and potentially do the things that we like to do, because we're getting either the money into our bank account or whatever else that our source of income is providing us. Whether it's that sense of worth, that sense that we can do the things that we like to because we are getting the money into our bank accounts, and all of those things, they all have that huge impact on us. And a lot of times money is sometimes the only way we can sort of keep track of how we're actually going. It's one of those only things that we can sort of talk about from a point of view of keeping a score, as some people like to do. And so therefore money is the only sort of way that we sort of really judge ourselves. How much we've got in the bank, or what assets or whatever else we have that's going on. And sometimes that is actually not a fair reflection on what's going on, because there's richness in life that we need to consider beyond just our financial state. But our financial state is so linked to a lot of the things that we want to do, because money provides, that it is overriding. And so sometimes that fear factor and that anxiety can sort of drive us to those areas where we make those bad decisions. We hold on tight, because we have that fear of losing, that fear of missing out, and that fear of not being seen as good by other people in our peer group. So financial anxiety has a lot of nuances to it, and a lot of things that are going on. It's around that self-worth. It's around the shame. It's around catastrophizing. It's around financial ruin. It's around the scenes that we don't want to sort of see ourselves in, when we think of people who haven't got enough money for themselves. And it's those sort of areas that we don't like to see ourselves. So that anxiety can then sort of ramp up, especially if things at work can change or do things. So it is, you do have to be quite conscious of what you're thinking when certain things come along. and you need to be aware of what the reality actually is. So think about it when you come into these sort of things and you start to have that financial anxiety, maybe have a look and see what's actually driving it. I know that I've done that in the past, and it's actually helped me then to sort of remove that fear and potentially move forward. So thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed those 2 videos around that financial anxiety. I'm going to do some more on that sort of topic because I think it is sort of something that sort of people need to sort of understand, and it does sort of drive some of the fears that we have. So anyway, thanks for listening, and hopefully you got something out of that. Thank you very much.